Welcome to ReaperTV. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the new Mercuriall TSC Tubes Creamer plugin. This is a completely free plugin emulating the Ibanez Tubes Creamer. This iconic effects pedal is probably used by millions of guitarists the world over and is at the front end of most guitarists' signal chain. So let's listen to what this sounds like, how it affects our virtual amplifiers, and see if it's worth investing our time and effort in. So to start off with, simply pop over to the Mercuriall.com website, go to the free stuff section and download the TSC 808 plugin. The link is in the description below. You can follow that, go and grab the plugin, install it, and let's move on. Okay, so now everything's installed, we've got the plugin installed, and I've got a track in front of me, and I've soloed out one of the guitars. I've panned that up to center, and now we'll be going on to the left-hand side when we take a listen to a full mix. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the new Mercuriall Tubes Creamer, and I'm going to use that in replacement of the TSC 808 that I normally put in there, and that's what will be on the other track. So let's add that in now, and let's start tweaking that and seeing what it sounds like in solo mode, where we can just listen to it as part of the track, and then we'll put it into the final mix and take a listen to that, see how it stacks up. So let's just open up the effects panel, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over, and we're going to add in the plugin. So let's just add that. We've got the Mercuriall TSE version 1. Make sure that's at the top of the list. I want that to be the first item in my signal chain. And let's just close this down. So we now have the Tubes Creamer on there. As you can see, we've got a pretty straightforward interface. We've got an on-off switch. We've got the drive, the tone, the level. We can switch it between the standard 808 and the modified version. We can switch it into stereo or mono. We can control whether it's low quality or high quality. And we can also adjust the input gain. Pretty straightforward, very similar to the TSC 808. So let's just listen to it with the default settings. Now, if you've ever used a Tubes Creamer before, you'll know that the general way that it's used is drive is set to nothing, tone is left to about 12 o'clock, push the level, and all that really does is tighten the entire signal up and give you a much nicer guitar tone. It doesn't really make a massive effect, it's not going to add any more gain to it, it's just going to literally tighten up your tone. And that's pretty much what this is going to do. So let's have a listen, and I'll adjust some of the dials on there, and we can have a listen to what it sounds like on the guitar itself. So what you can quickly tell by listening to that is that the biggest changes you're going to get is when you switch between the 808 and the mod switch. It tends to take a little bit of the excess drive out there, so it reduces the gain slightly, but puts a little bit more low end in there to sort of give you a bit more bass response. You also find that the input gain is something that when you start to bring that down to the very sort of beginning of the scale, it cuts the drive down, but it still keeps a nice tight signal. So all in all, it gives it kind of a nice sound. There's not a massive difference between the low and the high quality settings. You can tell a little bit of degradation, a little bit lower quality when you switch to low, but nothing drastic. But hopefully what you could tell is when you switch it on and off, you get the A/B test between the two, that it really does tighten that signal up ever so slightly and give you a nicer tone, just a nice tight tone. Great for when you're doing solos or you're doing quite, sort of neat picking. So let's listen to that now in the mix where we've got it sitting next to the TSC 808, and you can have a listen to what it's like, and you can check it out yourself. Let's give it a try. So there we go. There's the new Mercuriall Tube Screamer. Do I recommend it? Most definitely. It's completely free, so what you got to lose by trying it out. But it does give it a nice tone. It's a good rival to the TSC 808, and I would definitely recommend getting the two. Try them out, A/B them, see what you think, see how they stack up against each other. You may have a preference, you may not. For me, it worked really nicely with the sort of the Marshall kind of tone. It just gave it that little bit of bite that allowed it to cut through a bit better in the mix. So all the links for this in the description below. Check them out, download it, install it. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, tell me why. Well, I hope you found this demo useful. If you did, download the plugin and try it out for yourself. Don't forget to be kept up to date. Simply follow us on the social networks or hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you've got any comments, questions or feedback on this video or anything else covered on the channel, pop those in the comment section below. Read everything you post and try to answer as many questions as possible. And until next time, happy mixing.